So let's start with the Huffman coding example. So in this particular thing or a video, we will just try to solve one example of Huffman coding again. I hope I'm able to solve it neatly because I'm trying to use the whiteboard. I'm getting familiar with this particular new what do you call app. Okay, so I have written the Huffman coding here. The letters have been written, probability has been written. So when you observe this, the probability has been already written in the descending order. So how are we going to do about it? So first thing what we have to do is I will just write these probabilities again. So let me start writing it in the order. So I will write it here, the 0.4. So leave some certain space and then again write 0.2, 0.2, 0.1 and 0.1 again. So according to the Huffman coding procedure algorithm, what we will be doing is first we will be adding the bottom two probabilities. Okay, so when you write here, this should be getting added. So now what is the probability you have? 0.2. If this probability would have been higher, you would have shifted it up. But as it is the same, we will be writing it as it is. Okay, so I write here 0.2 as it is, and this 0.2 I will add. So this is my 0.2 and this is also my 0.2. So I get addition here as 0.4. Okay, now I check. So if this 0.2, if this is the 0.2 and this I have it as a 0.4, so this is a higher probability. So what will happen? This 0.4 will come up and this what you are writing here will be shifted it here. So you have 0.2 here. So let me indicate with a different ink if I'm able to. Okay, so this will, okay, the ink did not get changed. Let me try it again. Yeah, I think now it should work. So this is your 0.2. But then again you are going to add it. The rest of the things remain same. You are not going to change the original procedure. So you have 0.6 here. Now 0.6 when you have, and you have next probability as 0.4. So your 0.6 will come here and then your this probability will be shifted down. So you have 0.4 and then you will write it as a 1. So this procedure you will continue till the time you get it as a addition as 1. Okay, so now first thing what we have to learn in this Huffman coding is, I have shown in one of the videos also, that the way coding will be done. So everywhere you have two branches which are coming to your code. So first thing you have to remember is you have to give whatever is at the up will be getting coded as 0, whatever is at the down will be getting coded as 1. Okay, so let us write these things. So you have 0, 1, then you have 0, 1, you have 0, 1 and again 0 and 1. Okay, so the code you will be writing the code from moving right to left. So let us see whether we are able to move. Let me take a highlighter now. Okay, so I will take this one. Let me see if it works. Okay, so if we are writing it for the fourth one, so if I have to travel this journey, okay, so this is the 4 and then it had shifted it down and then it had come here and this is the journey of 0.4. And you remember that we have to write a code from right to left. So what is the code when I travel it? The right to, I can see only 1 here. So at 0.4 I will write the code as 1. Okay, so now let us try to find out a path for a 0.2. So 0.2 was here, then it had gone down, then this was your point and we have to trace it back to your 1. Okay, so and this 0.6 was shifted here. So this is the path which it is coming. So if I write down the code from right to left, if I'm writing, so this will be first, so I have 0, so let me write it 0. Then when it has come here, it is 0. So when it is coming here, it is traveling this path and then it is going 1. So I will write it as 1 and then you have your 0.2. So now let us go back to the next thing. So tracking, so you have 0.2, then you had come here 0.4 and then you had gone up 0.4, this 0.6 and so when you are tracing it down, Once you have mapped this, then you can trace it like so. So this was a 0. So you had come here, then you had come here, then here, and then again up. Okay, so when you are writing, so the first thing was 0, then again a 0 it was there, and then one more 0. Okay, so you were having 0 0 0 for A3. Now without drawing it for point 1, can I write, because this was the end 0, so you had just come down and you had written it as 1. Okay, 1, and then you had traveled this way and then it was 0. So I will write 0 0, then I had 1 here, so 1 0, and then I can write it as the last one as 0 0 1 1. So these are my code word which I am getting it from the Huffman tree. So this is your normal Huffman code tree. So you should be able to calculate it properly. Now, why I wanted to show it with this whiteboard example is, let us solve the complete one. In the exam question, university question paper, when it comes, it will also ask you to find out the average length. Okay, the average length of the code. So what did I have told you? In the average length, let me see if I can write it properly. So yes, average length can be calculated as probability multiplied by length of the each code. Okay, so now let us see if we can calculate. So I will write 0.4. I am talking about A2 here. So 0.4 multiplied by length of the code is 1. Then I can write it at 0.2. Length of the code is 0 2 plus, see I am talking about this. Then I have again 0.2 plus the length of the code is, plus it will be multiplied by 0.2, then 0.2 multiplied by 4, then you have 0.1 multiplied by 4 plus 0.1 multiplied by 4. So when you calculate all this thing, you will find out that it comes as 2.2 bits per symbol. So this also, it is a important factor when we calculate the Huffman coding, or when we go for a Huffman coding. So this average length also should be known to you. So one parameter is a average length, and now one more parameter which we have not calculated, or I think I have not given you any example, is the entropy of the course. So I hope everybody remembers the formula for entropy of the course. Entropy of the course gives you how much information is there for your in your bits which you have calculated. Okay, so let us write down the formula for entropy bits. So you write down as the entropy of the bits can be calculated as, and it is denoted by H of S. So formula is, let me take the pencil first, and let me choose the black color. Yeah, so now entropy of the course can be calculated as, it is always denoted by H of S, and then you will write down a formula. It is summation of probability log of 1 upon pi. Okay, so now what you have to do, you have the probability of individual symbols, which is there nothing but given in the problem, and then you have to calculate the summation of a probability multiplied by log of 1 by probability. So when you calculate this, it should be coming around, I am not going to calculate it for you, so it comes as 2.122 bits per symbol. So remember, always the unit of entropy, it's bits per symbol. So now you have to find out, if somebody asks you what is the redundancy in the code. So redundancy in the code is given by always the difference between your entropy and the average length of the code. So I hope this particular example is clear to you, how things are calculated. I have purposely shown it on the whiteboard because in none of the problems which we I had done the video, it has not shown the average length and the H of S. So I hope these things are clear for you. So we will see more examples in the next video.